22 games into the season, and we are playing mediocre baseball. 11-11. The big story of this season has definitely been how bad our pitching has been. Runs allowed, we are in 28th with 124 runs allowed. Hits allowed, we are also in 28th with 230 hits allowed. And ERA, dead last with a 5.5 ERA as a team. It has been dreadful. The Braves, surprisingly, in 29th. I mean, just a terrible start to the season for our pitching staff. Offensively, though, we are a, pretty solid team. 11th in batting average with a 267 average as a team. 4th in runs with 117 runs per game. And then hits here, we are middle of the pack, 14th. Same goes for home runs. We are 13th with 29 total home runs. The bright spot of the team so far this season has been Mike Trout with that 329 average, 7 home runs. He is playing very good. Patrick Wisdom also with 5 home runs. Logan O'Hoppe with 5 home runs. Taylor Ward with 4. And Mickey Moniak also with 4 home runs. The big question mark moving forward is our starting pitching. Patrick Sandoval, 5.6 ERA. Griffin Canning, 7.83. Reed Detmers above a 10 ERA. Chase Silseth, an 8.6 ERA. And Davis Daniel with a 4.98 ERA. It has not been good. It has not been easy for this Angels pitching staff at all this season, as we are heading into a series here against the Boston Red Sox. We lose the opening game 3-5. 3 hits for Logan O'Hoppe, 2 for Zach Neto. A home run again for Mike Trout. He continues his hot start to the season. And then Reed Detmers, with his 3rd loss of the season, allows 3 earned in 5 innings. And then Zach Plesac, it's about time we send him down here coming up. He just hasn't played well out of the bullpen. And here is Andrew Wantz with an opportunity to close it out against the Red Sox. Going into this offseason before season 2 here, I thought that our offense needed help. Well, that isn't the case this year so far. It's our pitching that needs all the help. As here we are in the bottom of the 9th here at Fenway, as Austin Slater is at the plate. He's trying to square up a bunt here and try and advance the runner to second. He's going to square for the bunt again. He's going to hit this one hard. Shanuel is going to try and throw to second. He will get the lead runner. We're not going to get the double play, though. That's a risky play by Nolan Shanuel. Fortunately, he does get the lead runner to get the first out, as here is Masataka Yoshida. He's 2 for 4 on the day. So we're trying to get the save with Andrew Wantz. Here's a fly ball from Yoshida. Taylor Ward is under it, and he is going to be there for the second out. Andrew Wantz 1 out away from closing out the Red Sox. And it's Max Kepler, 1 for 4 on the day, former Minnesota Twin, as he's going to look at the changeup in for strike 1. Here's the 1-2 from Wantz, as that one's just going to miss. Count will go to 2-2. Here's the 2-2 from Andrew Wantz. It's fouled away by Kepler. We've seen guys be able to battle at the plate against Andrew Wantz. Here's another battle as Max Kepler is staying alive here. He is the Red Sox last chance in this game. Here's the 2-2. This one's going to be hit to left field. Taylor Ward on the move. He is there to make the play, and the Angels get back in the win column. We're 12-12 now. Andrew Wantz with the save. And it was Mike Trout who went 3 for 4 with a triple. Luis Rengifo had a home run in the game. Mike Trout having an MVP caliber season right now. Chase Silseth struggled. But Zach Plesac bounces back. Caleb Thielbar with a pretty good outing. Robert Stevenson and Andrew Wantz with the save. But Mike Trout, he is the guy to pay attention to at the moment. He's been dominant. Speaking of that hot start, here is Mike Trout. 346 average, 8 home runs, and 1,100 OPS, 20 RBIs. He is one of the best players in baseball at the moment. Last year was kind of a down year, for Mike Trout standards, but at least he was healthy, as he is standing in here against Lucas Giolito, looking for career home run number 400. As the count goes to 1-2 here, Giolito looking for the strikeout on Trout, as he's going to hang the curveball for ball number 2. Here is the 2-2 on Trout, as he's going to swing through the fastball and strike out. Not really sure how the timing was on that one. It felt like it was good, but he was maybe just behind it. As here's Trout out in center field here. Vaughn Grissom to the plate. He's got a 253 average here. And it's Davis Daniel on the mound here for the Angels. He has been one of our better guys. That's a good play by Rengifo for the second out. As here is Rafael Devers, one of the best hitters in baseball. 266 average here. Batting cleanup for the Red Sox. Here's the pitch from Daniel, as this one's going to be hit back up the middle. Does Trout have a play here? Runner's going to try and advance. Here's the throw from Trout, and it is in time for the out. What a play by Mike Trout. He can do it all. In the field, at the plate. He's playing very well to start the season out. Top of the third now. Score still 0-0. Mike Trout 0 for 1, struck out his last AB. As he is going to pop this one up. I thought he crushed it at first. I couldn't see where the ball was at. He pops up the fastball. Devers is there for the second out of the inning. Davis Daniel still working here in the bottom half of the fourth. Tristan Casas to the plate for the Red Sox. 2-2 count. As he's going to hit this one to left center. Trout not going to get there. It's going to roll to the wall. And this is going to be a leadoff double for Tristan Casas. I don't know if I could have taken a better angle on that one or not. At first, I thought it was going to be a catchable ball. That turned out to not be the case as Max Kepler comes to the plate now. He's 1 for 1. Here is a ball hit deep to left center field. Trout is not going to get there. This one's going to be off the wall. Trout's got to find it now. He's going to throw it in. Kepler's trying to stretch it for a triple, and he is out at third. It's going to be an RBI double for Max Kepler. Good relay there by Trout. Wish he could have made the play off the wall. Wish we could have limited Tristan Casas to just a single, and maybe the Red Sox wouldn't have had a run. Well, score still 1-0 now. Giolito still on the mound. He's working a pretty good game so far as Trout swings through the fastball. Mike Trout is also walking at a pretty good level this season as he watches that one in. Tied for first in walks so far this season is Mike Trout. He's been very good. Now he's ahead in this count, 2-1. Here's the pitch from Giolito, and Trout's going to saw off his bat and hit this one to Casas for the first out. He's 0 for 3 on the day. I think he's getting pitches that he likes. He's just not doing enough with it. Nolan Shanuel had an RBI single to make the score 2-1. As here is Trout. He's going to hit this one. It's going to be a base knock for Mike Trout. Not a home run, but it is a hit nonetheless, as it's a leadoff base runner for the Angels. Here's Patrick Wisdom, 5 home runs on the season. The OPS down to 637. As here's the 0-2 count. As Trout's going to get a jump. It's a terrible jump. Here's the throw, and Trout is in to second safely. Must have been a terrible pop time by the catcher because our steal was a delayed steal pretty much. I mean, he took off very slow. 1.86 second catcher pop time. To be honest with you, I don't know if that is a good pop time at all. But Logan O'Hoppe has been the second best hitter on this team. We're in scoring position for him. Can he come through? Here's the 0-1. O'Hoppe's going to hit this one. It's a chopper. We're not going to advance to third. No, O'Hoppe's thrown out. Taylor Ward's turn. He has really kind of struggled. He's hit for some power so far this season, but he has kind of struggled. As here he's got an opportunity. He's going to walk. Runners on first and second now with 2 away. And it is Luis Rengifo's turn. He's 2 for 3 on the day with 2 singles. He has a home run in the series. Here's the 0-2 count. Rengifo is going to hit this one pretty well to right field. This one is going to get down. It's a ground rule double for Luis Rengifo, and he has tied the game. That one was very high in the zone. Rengifo just turned on it and rushed it for a ground rule double. Unfortunately, I think it would have scored 2 had it not been a ground rule double. Here's runners on first and second now with 1 away. Caleb Ferguson is the pitcher here. Mike Trout's going to have an opportunity to try and throw somebody out. He is going to catch it. He's not really going to have an opportunity to do a bunny hop or anything. The runner will advance. Should have got a little bit behind that ball. Bottom of the ninth, Vaughn Grissom to the plate. He's 2 for 4 on the day. 0-2 count upcoming. Caleb Ferguson still on the mound. Here is a base knock for Vaughn Grissom. Runner on for the Red Sox as Rafael Devers is looming. He is hitting cleanup in this game. If he can get to the plate, it could be dangerous. But here we are, top 10, Mike Trout with an opportunity. Runner on second with nobody away. Bernardino on the mound for the Red Sox. He is a lefty, and Mike Trout mashes lefties. Here is the 1-0 count. Trout is going to ground this one over to Devers, and unfortunately, no runner will advance, and it is a 1-for-5 day for the electric Mike Trout. We are going to come away with the win, though. Kyron Paris with an RBI single that gave us a 3-2 lead. Kyron Paris I've been impressed with. I mean, he pinch ran, came in, won the game for us. 3 hits for Luis Rengifo, 2 for Zach Neto. And then looking at the pitching here, Davis Daniel pitched a really good game, only 2 earned. Zach Plesac pretty good out of the bullpen. Caleb Ferguson has been dominant all season long. Ben Joyce gets the win, and Andrew Wentz with the save. Speaking of Kyron Paris, though, he has a 375 average in 16 at-bats on the season. I think we're going to be looking at some progression out of him here at the end of the month. Mickey Moniak is cold, Patrick Wisdom cold as well, and Taylor Ward has really gone cold. Logan O'Hoppe, though, and Mike Trout have been dominant all season long as we are looking to win the series here against the Boston Red Sox as Miguel De Los Santos has gotten injured down at the AAA level. He'll be on the 15-day IL. We do drop the finale against the Red Sox 5-0. Pretty poor outing for our offense as everybody was pretty much going to be resting this game. We have no Mike Trout in the lineup today. Everybody was pretty tired. Patrick Sandoval goes 4 innings, 3 earned. Jimmy Herget pretty good out of the pen. Robert Stevenson had his worst game so far this season, and Caleb Thielbar pretty solid out of the pen as well. Now we're on to a series here against the Blue Jays as Andres Chaparro with a pulled leg muscle. He is good to go, though, and we're going to look at another save opportunity for Andrew Wentz. You know, I want to play full games, but I think episodes like this where we just go through and kind of play the moments can also be pretty fun as well. Get some player lock games sprinkled in there, and then maybe we do play a full game with quick counts. You know, we'll just see how the episode is playing out, but I like doing these right here, just going with the moments and seeing if we can't get some saves with Andrew Wentz, our closer. You know, we've been pretty pleased with the way he's been pitching for us, especially dating back to last season. Struggled in the spring, but he's kind of turned it around and turned into one of the better closers in the series, really. When you look at the stats, I mean, we'll have to look at the stats because I might be talking out of my you-know-what, but we'll see as Alejandro Kirk is to the plate, one of the better contact hitters in baseball. It must be against... I think I'm just talking crap right now. I think I'm talking smack because I thought Alejandro Kirk was a pretty good contact hitter. I'm mistaken. Here's the 0-2 count, pitch from Wentz. Wentz not really known for being a huge strikeout guy. He can get them as he's going to get a foul ball here on Kirk. As we look at Andrew Wentz here, yeah, he's not going to give up many hits. Strikeout guy, not really though. Walk guy, home run guy, kind of middle of the pack, but that 99 hit per 9 is what makes Andrew Wentz so good. He's going to induce very soft contact, and that's how he's going to get majority of his saves. As here is Alejandro Kirk. He's going to run the count full. Here's a 3-2 count upcoming. Colton Cowser on the Blue Jays. When did that happen? Here's the 3-2. We'll go with the slurve here. Here's the pitch from Wentz. This one's going to be hit back up the middle. Mike Trout is going to field this one. Fire to third. Runner's going to try and advance, and he is going to be safe. As it was Vladimir Guerrero Jr. advancing to third on the throw. As here comes Colton Cowser, former Oriole. Don't know how he got to Toronto, but he did. Alejandro Kirk does not run very fast. You can turn 2 up the middle here. Just got to be careful if you're Andrew Wentz. Don't leave anything over the plate as the count's going to quickly go to 0-2. As we're going to go with the circle change. Here's the pitch, and Andrew Wentz in 3 pitches gets the strikeout on Colton Cowser. Dalton Varsho to the plate now for the Toronto Blue Jays. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be hit to left center field. Mike Trout on the move, and it's another save for Andrew Wentz as the Angels win the opening game of the series. As it was Griffin Canning who had the bounce-back game. 7 innings, only 2 earned. Mike Trout with another home run. Patrick Wisdom hit one as well. But Mike Trout is on a historical tear at the moment. Anthony Rendon fractured his foot in today's game. He will be out for 1 to 2 months. We're going to go ahead and put him on a 60-day IL. What does that mean for this lineup here? Well, we got to find somebody who's been playing pretty well at the AAA level. And I think I know who I want it to be as long as he has had a pretty good start. Well, Michael Stefanik has been playing pretty well at the AAA level. 296 average, 2 home runs, and 54 at-bats. But it's Andres Chaparro who I'm interested in calling up. He has a 267 average, but he nearly made the team. He is hurt himself, but at the same time, I think he can be the one that we call up, because when he does become healthy, I think it's going to be important that he gets some opportunities. And he can play third base. I think I'm just going to keep him at what he's at right now. Or you know what? We're going to do this. We were working him in those corner outfield slots. I think he works better at first and third. Looking at his attributes here, he can play third base. We'll continue to work him. If we want to work him corner outfield, third base, first base, and kind of try and find a spot for him at 25 years old. He's still young. He's still versatile. But he's getting the call up. So what we're going to do with the lineup here is we're going to move Luis Rengifo over to third. He's not really the greatest fielder, but we're going to move him over to third. Kyron Paris is going to slot in to play second base. And I think that makes it so that Kyron Paris can get some everyday at-bats. He's only had 19 at-bats on the season. So I think that is the right move there. So the lineups are set. They're good to go. As here we are in game 2. Top of the ninth, 1 out. Patrick Wisdom at the plate. We're jumping in again. We're seeing that ERA come down as a team. It's down to 5.14. It was at 5.5 at the beginning of the episode. Still dead last in baseball, but as long as that number can continue to drop a little bit, that's all that matters. Patrick Wisdom with an opportunity to get a fly ball here that could tie the game up. He's got the power to send it out there. Here's the pitch. It's going to be Jordan Romano on the mound here for the Blue Jays. Patrick Wisdom 1 for 3 on the day. 97 power here. Here's the pitch from Romano. 98 miles per hour is going to miss. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Wisdom looks goofy on that one. Way too early, and that one was way out of the zone. I mean, that is Javi Baez's favorite pitch to swing at. Here's the 1-2 from Romano, and it's going to be strike 3 as Wisdom swings through the up and in two-seam fastball. As now it's going to be Garcia coming in here. Kind of weird to bring a pitcher in for one hitter, and it's Mickey Moniak. He is 1 for 4 on the day. He can hit righties extremely well. What does Moniak have for us? Because that's a fastball that I wish I could get back. That's my favorite kind of pitch to hit with a guy like Mickey Moniak. As here's the 0-1. Watch out. No, get back. One runner will advance to second. We're not going to send the runner from third. I wanted to, but I was too late on deciding that. But now we're looking at a potential base hit could win or give us the lead in this game. And oh my gosh. I thought that was a curveball. It was not a curveball. It was high fastball at the eyes. As here's the 1-2 to Moniak. That's a good take there. Here's the 2-2. Moniak fouls away the fastball. Here is the 2-2 again. Moniak swings and misses at the curveball, and that's going to end this game. The Blue Jays come away with the victory. That was a blown opportunity there. That's really what that was at the end of the day. 2 hits for Rosario, 2 for Shanuel, 2 for Zach Neto. Mike Trout with a double. He went 1 for 5 on the day. And looking at the pitching, Reed Detmers. Something's got to change. Something's got to give with these starting pitchers. Kevin Gausman with a pretty good outing. As it's time for scouting again. Josh Donovan, the last guy that we scouted, he's down to 36th on our board, 20th on the MLB board. I don't know that I want to continue scouting these guys. I mean, I'm in a situation where, when I see that draft rank drop, do I want to continue to look at him? Or do I want to be smart and try and scout some other guys? Maybe scout a guy like Dennis Brown, 5'8", 170 pounds out of Ohio. It's really him, Howard Mays, and then there's a couple other guys here that I want to scout and get a look at. Kerry Hagan was one of those guys. He's actually dropped on our draft board. Not really sure what's caused that. But I do want to get a look here at Dennis Brown, the second baseman. And then I'm going to change this Discover here to infield out of... We're going to change it to infielders in the Central region. So that's what we're going to do there. Dennis Brown we're going to look at. And then I want to look here at the starting pitchers because we've been scouting guys out of the Central region. Thomas Morrison's comes in 6 on our board. Johnny Rivera. So we're going to get one or 2 more scouting sessions, probably 2 more scouting sessions here on these starting pitchers out of the Central region. Dennis Brown, and then we're going to try and discover some prospects in the Central region in the infield. So that's what we're going to do for this week's scouting session. as we're trying to win a series here against the Toronto Blue Jays. Top of the 7th, Zach Neto with an 11-game hitting streak on the line. Do we want to try and keep it alive here? It's a pretty high hitting streak, but I'm going to simulate to the end of the game. We do win this one 4-1, and this one looks like we had a pretty good pitching day. 2 hits for Mickey Moniak. Zach Neto did keep his hitting streak alive, so that's good to see. Double for Moniak and Neto, and Chase Silseth with a very good bounce back outing. Andrew Wentz with a 9th save on the season. He might be an all-star, folks. Zach Plesac here in the top of the 10th. We're going to simulate to the end of this game. We do win it 4-3 on Andres Chaparro. It is healthy, so maybe he'll get some opportunities, as here we are 7-1 to score. Neto trying to extend that hitting streak. We're not even going to jump into this game. Trying to win a series against the Brewers. We're going to be unable to do so, as we're going to move to 16-16. Pitching looked pretty good in this game. 2-hit day for Mickey Moniak. And then looking at the pitching, Griffin Canning did solid, but not enough. Lawrence Byler had a rough month at the AA level. Maybe he's one of those guys we need to go ahead and maybe send down a single A. I think it could be beneficial for him. Aaron Hernandez catching passes from Tom Brady, doing you-know-what to other people and doing you-know-what in prison. Livan Soto tore it up, though, at the AA level. 325 average and 83 at-bats, driving in 10 runs. Blair Calvo, don't even know who this guy is at AA level, did pretty good. Livan Soto, a C potential guy here. He's done really good. 3 home runs. I mean, looking at the AA level, we're seeing some progressions. I mean, some ratings drop for Sean Skinner. He's actually down to a 67 overall. He's struggled. 220 average. Has not been good. Nelson Rada, seeing the contact against lefties drop. And then Mac Horvath, a guy who was fortunate enough to get B potential last year, is struggling as well. Livan Soto, we already spoke about him. He's done pretty good at the AA level, maybe warranting a call up here soon. Tanner Scoble's been pretty good, getting that contact against lefties up to a 60, as he was a guy we acquired in a trade a year ago. Joe Adell seeing a little bit of progression. The average is down quite a bit, but he's hitting for some pretty solid power. We're seeing no rating changes for Kyron Paris. He stayed the exact same here. And then looking at a guy like Andres Chaparro, same thing. We haven't really seen anything. So I think that I do want to make at least one move. Nobody called up as far as defensively or anything like that. But Livan Soto, I do want to call him up to the AAA level. And we're going to go ahead and take Adrian Placencia. We're going to send him down to the AA level. I think that that's probably more beneficial. Livan Soto being 24 years old, a higher potential as well. I think that if anything happened, I think he'd be the perfect guy to call up and get some reps. We're seeing the ERA drop for most of these guys here, except for Reed Detmers. He still has struggled on the season. He's the only guy still without a win. And you got to figure maybe it's time to send him down to the AAA and let him, to the AAA level and get some innings down there. He just hasn't been good. Zach Plesac as well has been pretty bad. Jimmy Herget has been really good. Caleb Ferguson really good. Robert Stevenson, Ben Joyce, Caleb Thielbar, Tanner Scott that dude's been dominant. And then Andrew Wentz, I think he's 9 for 9 on save opportunities, only 8 strikeouts, but Tanner Scott and him have been a two-headed monster. Really impressed with the way they've played. Fernando Guillen is a guy who could get the call up to the AAA level. Not going to do it yet. He's started 5 games. He's 2-1, has a 3.27 ERA, 1.03 whip. Going to allow him to get some more starts before we make a change there. Caden Dana, Lawrence Byler has struggled. Guillermo Avalos and Barrett Kent, same thing with those guys. Eric Mott would be a guy that I would call up, but he has struggled so far at the the AA level. We're going to actually get him some more innings. I think that could be a little beneficial. So what we're going to do, the way we're going to do this is he's going to be our second long relief guy. Michael Schaefer will be the first guy. And then we're going to get Ronnie Enriquez working as a closer here. And looking at the AAA level, is there anybody that we could potentially call up to take over the spot from Zach Plesac? Jose Suarez is a strong candidate for that position. And as a matter of fact, I think that's the move we're going to make. So we're going to make one move here, and that is we're actually going to go ahead and DFA Zach Plesac. And Jose Suarez will be called up to the big league level. We need to make another move here, and once we do that, we should be good as far as the roster goes. Jake Lee will be called up to the AAA level. Zach Plesac could remain on the AAA level if nobody claims him. We could just send him down. I think he probably had options. It's no big deal though. And there's Jose Suarez. He's going to start getting some long relief opportunities here as we're going to continue simulating as we are now into the month of May. I want to get through probably half of the month of May here. So we're going to do some quick simulating. 6-5 is the score right now. Bottom of the 8th, though. Hoppy with 2 home runs already. Do we want to hop in? No, thank you. Mickey Moniak had 2 home runs as well in that game. Kyron Paris with 2 hits. And Mike Trout seeing that average drop a little bit. Is this time to scout again pretty quickly? I didn't really realize that we were ready to scout. Mike Trout 1 for 3 on the day. Home run for Luis Rengifo. And Chase Silseth is starting to really get going as the starting pitching is looking a lot better. Dennis Brown coming in here. The power potential is there. I think I want to scout Dennis Brown a little bit more here as we did discover 3 infield prospects here. Herschel Dwyer, 5'11", 189 pounds, switch hitter, 20 years old. The potential 76 to 99. You know, it could take him a while before he gets there, but Herschel Dwyer actually doesn't look too bad. We're going to go ahead and scout the starting pitchers out of the Central region for 1 more week, and then we will wrap that up. Dennis Brown, we're going to scout for 1 more week as well, as we are going to win the series against the Braves, but we do drop the finale. It's a 1-hit day for Mike Trout. He's got that average up to 300. Davis Daniels still pitching really good, and Jose Suarez did pretty decent out of the pen, as well as Caleb Ferguson. I want to get another player lock game with Mike Trout. He's kind of gotten cold a little bit. That's crazy saying that he has a 301 average. Logan O'Hoppe with a 301 average as well. Taylor Ward with a 193 average is just not good. The pitching has been decent. Before I sat down to record this episode like a day ago, I thought about trying to pull off a trade to bring in a good starting pitcher. I didn't do that, and at the moment, I think it's kind of paying off. Our pitching has gotten a little bit better in this episode especially. So as long as that continues to improve, then I don't think we're going to need to make any trades. Here's the 0-2 count to Trout. Look out as George Kirby ran that one in up at the shoulder. Nearly hit him. Here's the 1-2 count. That one's going to miss. It's going to run the count to 2-2. This Angels team is playing 500 baseball at the moment. The pitching has improved. The hitting's probably gone cold a little bit as Trout's going to hit this one in between short and third for a base knock. Mike Trout, I think, still playing at a very elite level. MVP caliber start to the season. You got to be pleased with it. As here's the 0-2 upcoming to Patrick Wisdom. We're going to take off with Trout as Wisdom's going to strike out to end the first. Runner on second here for Trout. George Kirby on the mound here. Kyron Paris with an RBI to give us a 1-0 lead. Here's the 1-0 from Kirby. Mike Trout watches it. Count now goes to 2-0. Here is the 2-0 as Trout's going to try and check his swing on the curveball. It's a pretty good pitch there from George Kirby. I wanted it at first. I did. Here is the 2-1. Count now goes to 3-1. Patrick Wisdom is on deck. 189 average with runners in scoring position. That's pretty much his average to begin with as Trout's going to pop this one up. I definitely wanted to crush that one. It's up and in on the righty. You know, that's one you definitely want to crush. Runners on first and second here. Patrick Sandoval on a mound in today's game. Here comes Trout running in. He's going to field this one. He's going to crow hop, throw to third, and the throw is offline. That's an easy throw, you would imagine, for a guy like Mike Trout. The defense maybe just falling off a little bit. Mike Trout's third time through the order here. He's 1 for 2 on the day, 24 RBIs, which is good for first on the Angels. Don't know where that ranks in the MLB aspect, as he's going to be quickly down 0-2. Good swing timing. That's just a very hard pitch to hit, 96 miles per hour inside. Here is the 0-2 from Kirby, as Trout is going to crush this one deep to left field, and this one is going to be foul. You've got to be kidding me. 6.9 feet outside of the foul pole. That's unfortunate. Here is the 0-2. We'll do it again as Trout's going to go down swinging this time. Dang it. Wish I had that one back. Score still 1-0 here in the bottom of the 8th. Gabe Spire on the mound here for the Mariners. As here's Mike Trout 1 for 3 on the day. Could really break this game open. He's been more dominant against righties so far this season. He's actually struggled to hit lefties this year, which is actually surprising. You would think that he'd be able to hit lefties a lot better. That just hasn't been the case this year. Down like 117, I think is what that average was, as he's going to swing and miss on the fastball. Really good pitch there by Spire. Here's the 2-1 count. That one's going to miss. Trout will run the count to 3-1. Patrick Wisdom on deck. 7 home runs, 22 RBIs for Wisdom. Here's the 3-1. Trout's going to hit this one off the pitcher's foot. And unfortunately, no, he is going to reach safely. I thought for a second there that it was going to be an out. Mike Trout is going to have himself a 2 for 4 day. Gabe Spire shaken up. Looks like he is going to be healthy, though. Here's the Patrick Wisdom's going to crush this one deep to left field. That breaks the game wide open. The 8th home run of the season for Patrick Wisdom. We know that the average is going to be really low. It's just what kind of hitter Patrick Wisdom is. But when he can hit for power like that right there, really break the game open, you'll take that every time. As we're going to come away with the victory, it's Patrick Sandoval who had himself a really good day on the mound. At least what I saw, he was working on a shutout. He did 7 innings of work, 6 strikeouts, no earn, as we won the game 4-0. You got to be pleased with a performance like that. Well, Andrew Wantz, 1 out, bases are juiced. We're going to get one more look at our closer. As we're seeing our runs allowed go down, 22nd now. The ERA is down to 24th. Our pitching's done a lot better. Our bats have actually gone cold a little bit here. I'm glad to see that. If we're going to be a 500 team, I want to have 500 results. I'm not expecting this team to be, a World Series caliber team. I'm not expecting that. As that one right there should have been crushed by Zeby Zavala. We're going to go with the cutter away. Here's the 0-2, and it's going to be strike 3 for Andrew Wantz. Looking for his 10th save on the year. At least I think it would be the 10th save. Here's Christian Arroyo, 210 average here for Arroyo. He's going to hit this one foul. We're going to go with the cutter away. Here's the 0-1. Arroyo's going to swing and miss at the cutter. 0-2 count. Here is the pitch from Andrew Wantz. And it's fouled away by Arroyo. We're going to go with the fastball up and in here. 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. And this one is going to drop for a base knock. And it is going to tie the game up. It's the first blown save of the season for Andrew Wantz. Now J.P. Crawford stands in for the Mariners. We knew eventually Andrew Wantz was going to blow a save. I mean, it's baseball. It's going to happen. Just kind of sucks that it happened. As Mike Trout, we're going to finish playing this game here. Mike Trout should be up. He is up. He's 0 for 2 on the day, 303 average, 10 home runs, and it's Kyle Gibson standing in for the Mariners. Here's the pitch by Gibson, and this one's going to be hit back up the middle. It's a base knock for Mike Trout. Here's Patrick Wisdom now, runner on first. Mike Trout's got some speed. One in the gap could potentially end this game, as Patrick Wisdom is going to end it with a walk-off home run, 110 miles per hour off the bat, and crushed as the Angels will walk off the Seattle Mariners. Kyle Gibson, grab some pine, buddy. 9 home runs for Patrick Wisdom on the season. That's back-to-back games. Well, this team has definitely surprised me in this episode. We've actually turned it around, and we've started to play some pretty exciting baseball. If the pitching can be there, I think this is an exciting lineup. I think that this pitching rotation along with the bullpen can be very good. Andrew Wantz, relied on his teammates there to really pick him up and get him, the opportunity to pick up his first victory on the season. I mean, Griffin Canning dominated. The starting pitching has definitely turned it around. The big story now is Reed Detmers. He's the one that's really struggled. I'd love to see him turn it around, but a huge victory for the Angels. Deshaun Knowles, who is actually playing very good, has injured himself, and he is going to be on the IR now. I would call up Sean Skinner, but with a 234 average, it's just not the right thing to do. Who can we call up? Nelson Rada, his average has dropped as well. Joe Stewart has played pretty well, though, at 26 years old. Let's go ahead and call him up to the AAA level. Then we can call up Tucker Flint to AA. 20-17, as we're going to drop the next game 8-0. Not very good. Ahmed Rosario, Shanuel, and Ohapi with 2 hits apiece. And then Reed Detmers. Yep, he has really struggled so far this season. And I don't really know what it is, because Patrick Sandoval, he's dropped that ERA. Griffin Canning as well. Chase Silseth, Davis Daniel. It's Reed Detmers who has really just struggled. And I don't know what our best course of action is going to be here, because the bullpen has been nasty. This could be considered the best bullpen in baseball. And in the way Jose Suarez has played since being called up, I don't see a reason to take him out of his role. I think it's Reed Detmers just really needs some time to bounce back. He's just not playing good at the moment. So I'm looking at the trade block here to see if there's any starting pitchers that, I would be a little interested in to maybe get some starts for us. Because when we look at our roster here and the starting pitchers, Fernando Guillen's been really good, and I think it's time to call him up to the AAA level. So that's actually what I'm going to do right now. And then who has struggled? What about Michael Darrell Hicks? He's not done very good. Rangel, we'll send him down to the AA. But it's Fernando Guillen who I'm really kind of waiting on here, as he's going to start getting some starts. As he has been called up, he is now going to be a Salt Lake City B. But it's Reed Detmers who, I continue to worry about here, as we're going to drop the next game 0-4. And looking at this game here, a couple guys with some hits, only a 4-hit day. Chase Silseth, he struggled. Caleb Ferguson, Ben Joyce, and Caleb Thielbar dominated, though, as the Bees have 27 guys on their roster now, as Miguel De Los Santos is healthy now. So Travis McGregor is going to be the guy that we send down to single A. As now we're in a series with the worst team in our division. We should definitely beat these guys. We're up 7-4 here. Mike Trout with 2 home runs. I mean, holy crap, this guy's dominating. Do I want to try and hit the third? Of course I do. As this episode so far has really just been player lock games, critical moments, and that's pretty much it. We're just trying to figure out what the course of this season is going to be. So we're actually covering some pretty good ground at the moment. As here we are at the Oakland Coliseum. Mike Trout 3 for 4. Matt Kay on the mound here for the Athletics. Obviously, I'm not saying his last name. I don't know what it is. Koch? I don't think that's what it is, but that's what I'm going to say it is. As we're going to try and hit the third home run here with Mike Trout. 28,000 people here in Oakland. No way. That is not realistic at all. But it is the last season at that stadium. As Mike Trout's going to hit this one to right field. He's going to miss out on that third home run. Just barely, though, as he did actually crush that one to the warning track. It's going to advance Shanuel, though. He's going to have another opportunity, though, for another home run. Patrick Wisdom, sac fly. Wallich with an RBI, and Rosario as well. 10-5 the score. Runners on first and second, as here is Mike Trout with an opportunity. He is going to hit this one. It will land fair, and it will score a run. Mike Trout with another base knock in today's game. I think that's 4 hits for him, and we are going to pick up the victory. 4-hit day for Mike Trout. Jose Suarez gets the victory. 2 hits for Rosario, 2 for Shanuel, 4 for Trout, 2 for Ward, 3 for Rengifo, and 3 for Zach Neto. Everybody was joining the hit parade in this one. 17 total hits. Davis Daniel gave up 3 earned. Caleb Ferguson gave up a run. And that was pretty much it. Ben Joyce bringing that ERA down. He is becoming one of the better players in our bullpen as well. Patrick Sandoval, our ace. This is a game that you definitely expect to win here. But top of the ninth, with 2 away and Mason Miller on the mound, we trail, but with an opportunity to take the lead. I don't think there's anybody on the team that you would rather have at the plate than Patrick Wisdom, but Mason Miller with that plus 100 mile per hour fastball, he is electric. Maybe not as electric here in the game as he is in real life, as overall in real life now would probably be up into the 90s because of how well he has performed. 2 away for Patrick Wisdom. He swings through the cutter. I thought that one was going to be a breaking ball. If it would have been that slider, I think it could have been a home run. So here's the 1-1 to Wisdom, and he swings through the slider. Very dramatic situation here for the Angels. Here's the 2-2 to Wisdom. It's going to miss for ball 3. Runners will be on the move here, so something in the gap could definitely score Mike Trout. Here's the 3-2. Wisdom crushes this one deep and foul. We'll do the 3-2 count again. Runners will be on the move, like I mentioned before. Here's the pitch from Miller, and it's going to miss for ball 4. It's a 1-run game. And Mason Miller is going to be pulled from this game. Zach Jackson will take over, and it's Logan O'Hoppe. He's 2 for 4 on the day. He has been our second hottest hitter so far this season. He has the potential to give us the lead. And we swing through the fastball. That one should not have been swung at. Here's the 0-1 from Jackson. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? What am I doing? Those are 2 balls. I mean, those are 2 pitches thrown way above the zone. O'Hoppe patient on this one, finally. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. O'Hoppe with an opportunity to drive that one. He's going to foul it back. That was the first pitch in the zone from Zach Jackson. Here's the 2-2. That one will miss. 3-2 count. Taylor Ward with a home run tonight stands in on deck. Here's the pitch. And it's going to miss for ball 4. The game is tied. Logan O'Hoppe battles back from being down 0-2 in the count. And now it's Taylor Ward, who's 3 for 3 on the day, with an opportunity to give us the lead. Here's the pitch to Ward. He swings and misses. Taylor Ward is going to foul this one back. Count will go to 0-2. He's got that 70 clutch, so maybe we go contact swing here. I actually don't know. I'm going to go normal swing. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 as Taylor Ward will strike out to end the 9th, but back-to-back walks will tie this game as we are going to finish playing this game. Might as well. We will go to the bullpen here and bring in Tanner Scott. Or warm up Tanner Scott, and then we'll put him in the game here. He will be cold, so hopefully that doesn't really come back to bite us. As Nick Allen stands in, he's 0 for 3. He quickly fouls one off. Here's the 2-2 count. Nick Allen fouls back the 98-mile-per-hour fastball. We're going to a slider here. Here's the pitch. Just misses. As Lou McDermott, if you guys remember him, he was a guy who we considered drafting in last year's draft. He's up at the big league level here, as Ruiz will come in to pinch run. But here is Lou McDermott, 18 years old, 74 overall. I think he's a B potential guy, 244 average this season, 3 home runs. With a 700 OPS, he's been pretty decent. 5'9", 175 pounds. I did like him. I think the Athletics took him before we would have been able to, as he's going to square the bunt here. Shanuel's going to field it, throw on to Neto, back to first. Not going to be in time for a double play, but terrible bunt from Lou McDermott, the leadoff guy. Here's Deshaun Kiersey now. He's got a home run on today's game. Here's the pitch from Scott. That's a beautiful slider. We're going to go with another slider, this one away. Kiersey's not going to bite on it. We're coming on with the sinker inside. How is that not strike 3? I don't know. That should have been strike 3 all day. Here's the pitch. We'll go with fastball up and in here on Kiersey. Can he catch up to it? That was not up and in. That was just up. But Kiersey still swung at it. As here's Brent Rooker, big-time power hitter here in the Athletics lineup. And he has nearly given them the lead. He's going to barely foul it away. Oh, my gosh. That one should have been a home run. Should have been the lead for the the Athletics. As why is Mike Trout playing so deep? It just didn't make sense. Why is Trout playing so deep? You don't want that runner to be able to advance. As Logan Davidson's now going to come in to pinch run. There's a Zach Galoff. Sometimes I can't speak. Geloff, 3 for 4 on the day, and he's quickly down 0-2. Pitcher getting tired. Tanner Scott, 18 pitches in, as he's going to give up the base knock. Here comes the throw from Trout to the plate, and it's not in time, and the Athletics have walked off the Los Angeles Angels. Zach Geloff, a 4-hit day, and he's the one who ultimately gives the Athletics the victory. So what happened here? 2 hits for Trout, 2 for Shanuel, 3 for Taylor Ward, 2 for Kyron Paris. Home run for O'Hoppe, but Patrick Sandoval, our ace, just didn't get it done today. The bullpen, the bullpen continued to do good things. Tanner Scott, unfortunately, takes the loss, but it was Patrick Sandoval who gave up 4 runs in the first inning. That's just not going to cut it. So maybe the starting pitching starting to struggle again. As it is time to set our scouting assignments here. As Dennis Brown looks to be a pretty solid prospect here. 8th on our board. Defense looks like it could be solid in the future. The contact looks like it could be solid. The power as well. Dennis Brown's an intriguing guy to me. We have found at least one guy who we have some general interest in. It makes me think maybe we need to go back and look at the other guys who kind of fell off a little bit and see if they're maybe better than we originally thought. But most of these guys here in the Central region, these starting pitchers, most of these guys are 100% scouted. So we're going to move on to the next region of pitchers. But first, we need to find another offensive player to look at here. So what I'm running into here is I want to look at Howard Mays because I am intrigued by him. He's got good contact, good vision, good discipline. The power could be there, but it doesn't really look like it. Kerry Hagan, on the other hand, looks to be a good hitter against righties, and then the rest of the hitting stats could eventually be good. We just don't know yet. Howard Mays, 5'10", 199 pounds, righty. Kerry Hagan is a switch hitter, though, so I'm a little bit more intrigued with Kerry Hagan. I think we're going to move him over to that 1 slot. We're going to continue. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to discover some more prospects here. Should we go infield west? Yeah, we'll go infield west here, and we're going to change this right here to be starting pitchers. We'll find out where. I think we're going to do scout starting pitchers out of the international region. I think that's probably the best way to go. So Kerry Hagan, we're going to scout starting pitchers out of the international region, and we're going to try and discover some prospects in the infield from the West region. That's going to be the scouting session for this week, as we are actually going to lose the series against the Athletics. And now we bounce back with a 9-1 victory here against the Rangers. 12-3 is going to be the final. Mike Trout needed a triple for the cycle. He just hit 2 doubles. I thought he hit 2 home runs is what I thought that said. We just crushed a bunch of home runs in this game, though. Reed Detmers finally with a bounce-back outing. That's exactly what we've been waiting for, as we hit 1, 2, 3, 6 home runs in this game here against the Rangers. Second game of the series, we're going to drop it 6-9, and we are actually going to lose another. No, actually, we have a finale here against the Rangers. Mike Trout, top of the 8th, 10-game hitting streak, as we are actually going to drop 3 in a row now. 3 hits for Wisdom. Mike Trout loses that hitting streak. 2 for Neto, home run for Wisdom. Patrick Sandoval gave up 3 earned. Now on to a series against the Detroit Tigers, as Griffin Canyon is working on a shutout. We do win that one 5-1. The Rockies are interested in offering us a trade. It's Brendan Rodgers, 28-year-old second baseman, for Caden Dana. I'm actually pretty intrigued by this trade. If Brendan Rodgers was 26 as opposed to 28, and he had some, if he wasn't going to be a free agent next season, I would think about it. I'm actually going to decline this trade, as we did win this one 5-1 here against the Tigers. 2 hits for Trout, 2 for Wisdom. It's 2 home runs for Patrick Wisdom. Griffin Canyon with a dominant outing, as it's Reed Detmers on the mound here against Detroit. 23-24 is the record. We're going to be 23-25 as Reed Detmers. I don't know what's going on with the guy. I think that because of the way Mike Trout is playing so far this season, I definitely don't want to waste this season. I want to figure out what we need to do to compete for a playoff spot. When you look at the standings right now, we're 3.5 games back of a wild card. I don't know. I think we should be playing better than we are right now. But looking at the scouting here, Kerry Hagan looks to be a pretty disappointing hitter, unfortunately. The potential 69-93, the overall is kind of low. He can play center and right. I'm not really interested in Hagan right now. Humberto Carmona, though, I'm pretty interested in. 6'1", 194 pounds. This guy looks like a pure hitter out of Arizona. He's 9th on our board. He was not ranked on the MLB board. We discovered a couple more guys here, and I think I want to look at Humberto Carmona. I don't really actually know how you say his first name. He's 21 years old, so he'd be ready relatively quickly. I think he's going to be the guy that we scout here. If we could pull him in with somebody else, I think I'd be pretty intrigued with that. I'm actually going to go ahead and simulate another week here. Andrew Wantz looking for the save. He blew the save last time. Let's get a good one with him here. As it's Javi Baez standing in here. With a guy like Javi Baez, all you have to do is throw sliders away, and he's probably going to swing at him. This one right here is going to be tough. Shanuel trying to get to first. He gets there in time. What a play by Nolan Shanuel. It will advance the runner to second, though, as Akil Baddoo will stand in now for the Tigers. Here's the pitch from Andrew Wantz. That one's going to be foul. So, yeah, moving forward here, I think that the plan is going to be we're done with May. I think we're going to get through June, maybe in the next episode. Not really sure. This episode's been kind of just a look at the team and looking at who's been hot. Mike Trout especially has been hot. Here is the 1-2 for Andrew Wantz, and Akil Baddoo is going to swing through the 96-mile-per-hour fastball as Andrew Wantz is 1 out away from bouncing back here as our closer. Matt Vierling, 2 for 3. Not an especially great hitter. Here's the 0-1. Wantz, as Vierling's going to foul it away. We're going to go with a slurve here on the 0-2. Here's the pitch from Wantz. It's going to be a foul. Let's go with fastball away. Here's the pitch on the black, but the ump will not call it. Now we're going to go cutter here, running away out of the zone. He's just missing his spot at the moment. How about we go change up inside here? Here's the pitch, and he will get Vierling swinging Andrew Wantz back in the save column, and we're back in the win column. Patrick Wisdom, 2 for 5 with a home run. Chase Silseth allows 5 earned. Right now, I'm really wondering about the starting pitching position and why it's been struggling as much as it has. Hiccups will kill you. So Sean Skinner has actually turned around his start. He struggled to start. He's actually gotten better, 293 average now with 2 home runs. And then Nelson Reyes has actually kind of gotten hot as well. Good things to see, out of this lineup. Mac Horvath, 225 average. But it's Tanner Scoble, who I'm actually really intrigued by and the progression that he's had so far in the season. But it's Sean Skinner and Nelson Reyes who I'm really, really happy that these guys are improving because they struggled to start, and I'm glad that they have turned it around. Joe Adell, though, he has some pretty serious power at the moment. Therefore, I think he's warranted a call-up. Oscar Gonzalez has also played pretty well. I think the guy that I'm definitely going to call up, though, is going to be Joe Adell, and I think I'm going to call Elias Diaz up as well. And we'll go ahead and send Caleb Hamilton down. My fault. Chad Wallich down. He just really hasn't played that well. I think, and he's actually going to have to go through waivers, but I think that's the right move. Aaron Hicks with a 205 average, he struggled, and I think that it's time to send him down. And I think it's time to give Joe Adell another opportunity. Screw it. I think it's the right move. So Eric Mott, we're trying to get some more innings out of him. He's actually still struggling, unfortunately. That's what's happened. Blair Calvo, though, has been very good out of the bullpen down at the Double-A level. I think he'll be getting a call up here before too long. Ronnie Enriquez doing decent. Not too great. But Fernando Guillen, he's actually started now 2 games at the Triple-A level, and he is pitching pretty well. And he's seeing some progression as well. Looking for that K per 9 to go up a little bit. But he's definitely a guy who could be called up very soon, especially with Reed Detmers continuing to struggle. Chase Silseth is still struggling. The bullpen has still been very good. I think that we are very close to a move as far as the trade goes pretty soon. Bottom of the 9th, 2 outs. Mike Trout with an opportunity. We're going to lose this game 3-4. The next game, Andrew Wantz with an opportunity to close it out. He does. The finale here against the Diamondbacks. Bottom of the 10th, 1 out. And it's Elias Diaz and Joe Adell, 2 guys we just called up. I say let's give it a shot. Here is Elias Diaz with a perfect average so far this season. And as a matter of fact, I think I'm going to take him out of the game here. Well, I want to, but I actually think Elias Diaz staying in here in the bottom of the 10th is probably the best move, as Paul Sewald is on the mound here for the Diamondbacks. Elias Diaz also has pretty decent clutch. For some reason, he's also playing at second right now. I think he was a pinch hitter. He's going to advance the runner. but that's all he's going to be able to do in this situation. As that's going to bring up Nolan Schanuel, runner on third for him. It's Joe Adell. Schanuel hits this one on the first pretty hard, but right to the first baseman. The Diamondbacks win this game. That's a tough loss. 2 hits for Zach Neto on the day. Mike Trout, 329 average. He's been really good. Griffin Canning, pretty good outing. Jose Suarez struggled a little bit. 4-3, we take the loss. Like I said, I think the move in the next episode is going to be to trade for a starting pitcher. That or Fernando Guillen gets to call up, because right now we haven't gotten the best out of some of our starters. As we're going to drop another game 3-9. I don't know what's going on with our starting pitching. Schanuel with 2 hits. Mickey Moniak with 2. Home run for Moniak and Neto. And it's Reed Detmers giving up 3 earned in 5 innings again. Caleb Ferguson and Ben Joyce both struggled. So the bullpen kind of screwed us out of that game. As we have now lost 3 games in a row, we are 4 games back of 500. 2 hits for Mickey Moniak, 2 for Joe Adell, 3 for Andres Chaparro, and it's a home run for Joe Adell. Chase Silseth, and then Tanner Scott, Caleb Ferguson, and Ben Joyce all giving up earned runs. It's time to do some scouting again. Humberto Carmona comes in 8th on our board, and when you look at the hitting, it looks pretty good. Defensively, not the greatest, but he can also play second base, and he can play right. He's going to be a 69 to 79 overall to start. Probably going to be a B potential guy. I don't think he's going to be that 90 to 91 potential, but the hitting looks very fun. I think he's going to have potential to be a dominant hitter. We discovered no prospects, so I'm actually going to edit that, and I'm going to go outfield, international region, and we're going to change that, and we're going to find out who we're going to scout next. So I think we're going to scout Howard Mays here, and then from there, we're going to scout the international guys discover international guys in the outfield. Continue scouting these starting pitchers out of the international region in Howard Mays. And I think we're finding out a lot about what we plan on doing here in the future. This team has not played good, as we are nearing the end of May. So Mike Trout and Patrick Wisdom have been very good so far this season. 224 average for Wisdom, 15 home runs. Mike Trout, 322 average, 15 home runs. Schanuel and Moniak have been pretty decent. Shanuel's the one guy that's kind of like, but he's got a 756 OPS, and he's walking a ton. Mickey Moniak has a 787 OPS, having a really good season, to be honest with you. And then Logan O'Hoppy's been really good. Taylor Ward with 5 home runs. He's kind of cooled down a little bit as far as his power goes, but he's got a set above 700 OPS. I think he's been good. Luis Rengifo, not striking out a bunch. He's not really walking that much, though, but he's got a 701 OPS. And then Zach Neto's been playing good. Kyron Paris has struggled, and I really don't know where to go as far as that second baseman, because right now, is Ahmed Rosario going to do that for you? I don't know. I think it's time to put him back in the lineup, though, and give him that opportunity, but we're really missing a second baseman right now, and I don't really think we have anybody at the minors who can give us that. Andres Chaparro, 308 average off the bench. Joe Adell, and then Elias Diaz. I'm kind of pleased with our lineup, to be completely honest with you. Sean Skinner, he could be warranting a call up to the AAA level before too long. Don't quite know when that's going to actually happen, though. But Levon Soto, since being called up to the AAA level, hasn't done too well, so really he's not an option to be called up to the big league level. I think second base is where we're really struggling right now. But other than the second base position, I think I've been pleased with our lineup. Our lineup's been really good. Pitching, Patrick Sandoval has struggled with a 5.72 ERA, 1.39 WHIP, but we can hope that he's going to get better. The FIP shows that he's, actually playing where he's at, if that makes any sense. But Griffin Canning, we're seeing that ERA drop, and he's actually having a really good season. Seeing as how he struggled to start the year out. But Patrick Sandoval and Griffin Canning, I'm willing to see these guys through. I think that they actually they're going to continue to improve on the season. At least I hope they will. Reed Detmers, though, he's not getting it done. And I think it's time to send him down to the AAA level. I really do think it's time. Chase Silseth, he could be following him along with Davis Daniel. Our starting pitching is actually not as good as I thought it was, as much as I anticipated it to be. Our relievers have been really good. Caleb Ferguson kind of getting into a cold stint at the moment, but Ben Joyce, he gave up some runs in his last outing, but it is what it is. I think overall he's been playing really well. Andrew Wantz, he has one blown save on the year. Our bullpen has been lights out, and I've been completely pleased with our bullpen. Chase Silseth and Davis Daniel, Reed Detmers, they've all kind of struggled. Yeah, I don't really know the move is. I think we could be seeing an MLB debut here on June 3rd, to be completely honest with you. I think it could happen. I don't know. I think this episode is done, though. I think it's complete, and I think that this team can compete. We just need to figure this starting pitching out. We are 5 games back in the wild card. If we're going to be a team that's playing or competing for a playoff spot, it's going to have to be who's already on the roster. We're not making trades. That's just not going to happen here this season. We don't have the prospects to really even give up for it. So Fernando Guillen, he is the one to really look out for here as we near June. He has a 3.32 ERA, 1 whip. He started 3 games at the AAA level. I think he gets one more start. And I think that would also give Reed Detmers an opportunity to get one more start. And if he struggles and Fernando Guillen dominates, we're going to see a move, and we may see a MLB debut in the next episode. But that's going to end this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.